Today, let's talk about qi. Qi is a very big topic, so we're going to narrow our focus to just look at qi as it relates to your health, healing, fitness, longevity, everything to do with having a body and keeping it in good working order. We may be able to get into other more esoteric aspects of qi a little farther down the road, but I think this is a good place to start because it can give you some practical, useful insight into what qi is and how it actually impacts your daily life. Whether or not you're involved in any Asian practices like Tai Chi or qigong, or whether or not you make use of Chinese medicine, your body requires qi every day, and you expend qi every day. Most people acquire qi very naturally just by breathing. There's qi in the air, and by consuming foods. There's the energy of the food, which is the gu qi or food qi. And depending on the health of your lungs and the health of your stomach, you'll be able to extract more or less qi from those things. Whether or not you do any Asian practices, qi is necessary for life. In fact, let's define qi. Qi, most simply, is often translated just as energy. And a little more expansively, it's your vital life energy, the energy of your life. It's the thing that animates you. It's the thing that provides for all intellectual insight, for emotional experience, for any sensory experience, for all physical activity, and that includes all of the physiological processes that go on within your body on a day-to-day basis, everything from cell division through cell repair and regeneration, which is why these practices, acupuncture, qigong, those types of things, are good for building health, because even though qi is an energy, it's an energy that informs structure. It informs the way your body is organized and how well your body functions. So qi can also be looked at as the sum of all the functional energies of your life. Qi animates all living things. Everything that's alive requires qi to be alive. And without qi, you and I would just be a basic inanimate lump of flesh. So that's the essence of what qi is, as the foundation of the energetic structure of your body, the energetic needs of your body, the energetic functionality of your body. Now, if you're familiar with acupuncture or you're familiar with qigong, those are a couple of practices that work directly with your qi, with your vital life energy, for very specific purposes. An acupuncturist will insert needles along acupuncture meridians, which are energy pathways in your body. Meridians can be looked at somewhat analogously to blood vessels. Vessels are pathways to transport your blood. It can be looked at somewhat analogously as your nervous system. Your nerves transmit electronic impulses through your body so your brain can communicate with all of your organs and muscles and other tissues, and those organs and tissues can also send information back to your brain. Meridian pathways, or channels as they're sometimes called, transmit qi through your body for similar purposes. It's to inform and to contact and inform all of the organs in your body and all of the other more subtle structures in your body. You may know, if you know people that do acupuncture or qigong or tai chi, or you may do that yourself. You may hear people talking about spleen qi or liver qi or lung qi. That's basically referring to the functional energy of those organs. The qi itself is one thing. Whether we're talking about the qi of a particular organ or the qi of the totality of your body, qi is just really one thing. It is your vital life energy. Now, it can manifest in a variety of different ways. You can think of it, again, as an analogy. It's not a one-to-one correspondence, but as an analog of electricity running through circuitry in your house, or any place, actually. The electricity is all one thing, but if it runs through a bulb, it creates light and heat. If it runs through a fan, it creates motion. If it runs through a refrigerator, it'll create cold. Right now, you're watching me on a computer, so electricity is generating visual images and sound. So it depends on the circuitry that the electricity runs through, how it manifests. Similarly, the qi in your body running through your spleen or through your liver, through your lungs, through your intestines, determines the way qi will manifest. So that's a close analogy you can use and hopefully help you make some connections about how qi is one thing but with many different manifestations. One of the jobs of a Chinese physician, or an Asian physician, it could Japanese and Koreans and Southeast Asians all follow basically these same principles. Their job first is to figure out what's exactly causing the problem that a patient might be complaining of. So if we go back to the house analogy for just a minute, if your light bulb isn't working, if your lamp isn't working, an electrician may need to come in to see, is it just simply the bulb that needs to be changed, or have mice come in and chewed up the wiring, so you have faulty wiring that needs to be repaired? Is it just that the circuit breaker might have tripped because there's been too much electricity overloading the circuit? You need to either reset the circuit breaker or replace a fuse. So there can be a lot of different reasons for one particular problem manifesting. Similarly, in Asian medicine, you might have low energy, and there could be a lot of different reasons why you're experiencing low energy. We talked a little bit earlier already about how your lungs will bring in qi from the atmosphere, and your stomach and spleen working together will bring in qi from the food that you eat. If one or the other of those organs, and other organs are certainly possible too, but we'll keep the example simple for now. If one or two of those organs isn't functioning properly, there'll be other indicators of whether it's primarily a lung issue we need to look at. There would be breathing difficulties, obviously. There might be some emotional concerns. The emotions that are associated with the lungs are sadness or grief. And we said earlier on that your emotional experiences are also due to qi. They're a function of your qi. You may have skin problems if your lungs are involved. Your lungs dominate your skin. So a Chinese or an Asian physician will first have to determine why you have low energy. Are you not getting enough atmospheric qi and you're not getting enough oxygen? You might have a breathing disorder, some lung obstruction, cardiopulmonary disease, other things along those lines. Or maybe you have low energy because your spleen and stomach aren't functioning properly, in which case you'd have other digestive disorders, you might have bowel dysfunctions. So that's the first order of business for any physician of Asian medicine as regards to qi. So the qi will guide the physician to figure out exactly why you're having the problems that you're having, because there's very specific sets of symptoms that will accompany your main complaint. And then an acupuncturist will, if you see an acupuncturist will needle points along the meridians, usually related to those organs and maybe related to secondary organs. And the reason why that works is because the meridians, as I said earlier, transport qi. And the way the needles are inserted, the way the needles are manipulated once they are inserted, the actual points that are selected along the meridians influence the way qi flows through your body, influence the way qi communicates with the most involved organs. And that's how acupuncture using qi will improve your health. An organ itself is never directly needled. So we were using an example of stomach and spleen. So you never get a needle inserted into your stomach or into your spleen, but you will get a needle inserted into the spleen meridian, the spleen energy pathway, or the stomach energy pathway, because then the energy is altered and modified in certain ways that affect the functionality of your stomach and spleen. Remember, qi is the functional energy of everything in your body. So if you're doing something like qigong, qigong works with the energy of your body in slightly different ways. You may be practicing qigong exercises yourself that either maybe a qigong teacher has taught you how to do. There you're learning how to sense your qi, because it can, as subtle as it is, it can be directly perceived over time. So you learn how to sense it. You learn how to acquire more qi, because we actually want to have if possible, a net gain of chi at the end of every day than a net expenditure of chi. And with qigong, you do learn how to acquire more chi, and then you learn how to direct it to specific body parts, organs, tissues, joints, whatever might need healing in your body. And then if you're healthy to begin with and you're doing qigong, you store the majority of your chi so that you have it in reserve when you need it to deal with any kind of a health challenge, or if you just need more energy to get through your day, or provide emotional balance, or minimize the effects of stress. We can't control external stressors in our life, but we can control the way we respond to stress. And if our internal chi systems are functioning optimally, we're going to be much more resistant to the effects of stress than someone who's out of balance. This is my first vlog, by the way, so it's a new experience for me, and I'm figuring out how to best communicate with you guys this way. Keeping my train of thought intact is one of those concerns. We talked a little bit earlier that chi is the energy of your life. It's your vital life energy. When you're first born, children have a huge amount of chi. They'll run their parents ragged, right? Because parents have been around for 20, 30, 40 years, and they've expended a fair amount of chi during that time. Children are fresh, and they have an abundant amount of chi, and you can see that expressed in the way they conduct their lives. They're enthusiastic about everything. They're engaged in everything. They want to do everything. They want to just get into everything they can, and they have boundless energy. Over time, that energy will get expended, and at the very end of someone's life, you can see that people's energy is very low. They lose enthusiasm. They lose, not everyone, but a lot of people lose enthusiasm, lose intellectual capabilities, lose the ability to focus, lose the ability to accomplish things, lose drive, and lose physical structure. Even bodies tend to waste away because the chi that is informing the healthy functioning of all the organs that promote healthy body tissue buildup, cellular regeneration, those types of things, that's all breaking down. So people will do qigong in order to acquire more chi, in order to be able to age in a much healthier way than someone who doesn't do those type of practices will, someone who's primarily expending energy without learning specifically how to acquire more of that energy and use it to their advantage to promote healing on a daily basis, emotional balance and equanimity, minimize or reverse the progression of various diseases. So chi, like I said at the very beginning of this, is a very, very big deal. It's a huge topic, and we're just touching the very, very surface of it. If you do a search on chi, first of all, chi is spelled Qi. That's the most appropriate spelling. That's the way that the Chinese now, in the Romanization system, they use a pinyin. Qi is the proper way to spell chi. You may see some older spellings. CH' is the chi that we're talking about here. CHI, as in the old spelling of Tai Chi, that's a whole different thing. The CHI in Tai Chi is, we'll get into that one in another vlog, but it's not Chi. It's something different. So do look up the spelling Qi if you want to learn more information online. Also, I would encourage you to look at my new book. There's a whole chapter on Qi that goes into much greater detail than what we've gone into here. Again, this is Chinese holistic medicine in your daily life. And before I say so long for today, I would also like to encourage you to feel free to ask any questions you might like. It'd be great to establish a dialogue with my viewers, and so feel free to ask any question. I'll get to them, as many of those as I can, in another vlog. And the only thing I ask is, like, don't ask me specific medical questions about your particular medical circumstances, only because it can be very difficult or impossible for me to give you constructive advice about that without actually examining you and doing a very detailed intake. But any general questions that you're interested in or that you think might be of interest to other people as well, that'd be wonderful. And I'd welcome them, and I look forward to hearing your comments. So that's it for today, folks.